In our next panel, we look at Bihar sports under a microscope. We've seen over the last few years, if not decades, how crucial state machinery can be in fostering sports. What does that look like for Bihar? We explore that in the second panel of the day, titled Accelerating Sports Development in Bihar. I invite Mr. Ayan Sengupta, editor Sportstar, to introduce our speakers and lead this session.
India's 6 medals from the Paris Olympics are sure to grow to double digits at the 2028 LA Games with the right focus and game plan. Now we have with us the two architects behind Bihar's surge towards the sporting revolution. I'd first like to welcome Shri B. Rajendra, the Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Sports, Government of Bihar. And our next guest is Mr. Raveendran Sankaran, Director General and CEO of Bihar State Sports Authority. These two gentlemen here have been instrumental in bringing high-profile sporting events like the Women's Asian Champions Trophy, the Khelo India Youth Games, and also giving shape to Bihar's sporting dreams with various schemes and policies. A warm welcome to both of you. Mr. Rajendra, my first question is to you. Last year, the Bihar government distributed over 7 crore to around 650 athletes in cash awards, while over 123 students received scholarships. How important do you think are these financial assistance to athletes, and what were the criteria in deciding the beneficiaries?
I'll give you the, first I'll give the architecture of this scheme, and then I'll tell the importance of this one. We have 3 levels of scholarship. The sports scholarship policy the state government has launched. Honorable Chief Minister has announced this. Number 1 is the Prerana at the grassroots level. So we are giving 3 lakhs to each sports person at grassroots level between the age group of 12 and 18. And we are going to sponsor about 500 sports person a year. That is called Prerana. The scheme is called Prerana. And the next level is, we are going to give the scholarship to 200 sports person between the age group of 12 and 24. So, third category is Udan, that is the high level, the highest level, that is the elite level, the sports persons who have reached international level and won medals for further training. So we are providing 20 lakh rupees per annum to 20 such sports person a year. So this will facilitate them, this will encourage them, number 1. Number 2, it provides them to purchase the equipment to improve the sports performance, the diet, the traveling expenses, as mentioned by the previous panelists. So these are all very, very important steps. And so we have, now it has taken a big, lead now. The students and the sports persons are encouraged with this scheme.
That's wonderful, sir. Mr. Raveendran, coming to you, all these schemes that the Bihar government have come, but Bihar is also a very densely populated state. So how are you looking at broad-basing these sports schemes to ensure that it reaches the maximum number of youths?
Yeah, I appreciate that question first. And before I answer to your question, on behalf of everyone and on behalf of Sportstar, I would like to welcome the senior-most bureaucrat of our state, Mr. Shishir Sinha, and he is the newly appointed Vice Chancellor of the newly inaugurated Bihar State Sports University. Thanks for coming here and honoring us, sir. Now, coming to your question, recently our government, our Honorable Chief Minister has launched a massive talent scouting program, which we have named it as Mashal. तो इस मशाल के माध्यम से 30 to 40,000 middle schools and high schools में we are conducting talent scouting programs, which will cover almost 60 lakh students. And we are doing it scientifically, and we are doing it in 5-6 games, top priority games of Bihar State. And we have adopted the the battery test which generally all the sports disciplines follow. So now, as on date, before I came to this conclave, I checked up the data. So just in 1 month, we have collected almost 19,27,456 data. And this program is going to happen for another 1 month. So once we have our so many data with us, we will be able to analyze based on the data which student, whether boy or girl, will be capable for which game, and we will start nurturing him. As my friend and my batchmate mentioned, those athletes, after the analysis of the data, will be brought under the Prerna scholarship scheme, and that is how we are going to nurture that. So that is one way we are broad basing the entire sports development program.
And as Adil and Shiva and all of them were talking about, in India, finding quality coaches is a huge issue. I mean, we have the federation chiefs, we have guys like Adil. He says that he wants to have 40,000 trained athletic coaches in the country. So how do you think federations and all of them can help a state like Bihar in schemes like this?
I take this opportunity and this platform to thank all the federations who are helping Bihar in conducting the talent scouting program. Like as Adil had mentioned, NITJAM was conducted here for athletics only through Athletic Federation of India, Weightlifting Federation, Wrestling Federation, Fencing Federation, Football Federation. Everybody has come forward. In fact, Hockey India, they all have come forward in sending their coaches, their domain experts, in helping us to scout the talent. And since Bihar is having huge dearth for coaches, we are using the coaches from outside, other than outside Bihar, and also we have invited coaches from many foreign countries also. So by help of the federation only, we are able to do this massive talent scouting program.
Thank you so much. Mr. Rajendran, coming back to you, I mean, when we are talking about policy, another policy which has been very successful in Bihar is the Medal Lao Naukri Pao scheme. How many athletes have benefited from this so far?
So, I'll give the background to this policy. It was started as early as 2009. So, in the beginning, the policy was in the nascent stage. Very few people, very few athletes were recruited. But now, in 2023, we have refined the policy. We have modified the criteria. Now, in the last year, we have appointed 71 sports persons, in different categories, number one. Since inception, 358 athletes so far have been benefited. Then I would also like to mention here, if the athletes from Bihar are getting medals from, Olympics, Asian Games and Commonwealth Games, immediately they get the Bihar Administrative Service Officer, that is the Deputy Collector, and the DSP, the Bihar Finance Service, the state level, class 2 level officer category, they will get into it. Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest change that Bihar sports is seeing is obviously the Rajgir Sports Complex, where I was there to witness the Asian Women's Championship hockey, and of course the Bihar State Sports University as well. Both the places have very impressive infrastructure. I was there to see it, and a lot of high performance centers are already functional there, and we have talked about that. So what role do you think these two facilities will play in producing national and international champions from the state? And what will be the total number of athletes these two projects will finally accommodate once it's up and running completely?
Yeah, I will talk about the Rajgir State Sports Academy. We are going to cater for 23 sports disciplines, both indoor and outdoor games. After the Asian Hockey Championship trophy has concluded successfully, we have started coaching camps and trainings for our own athletes in hockey. Generally, before this, Eklavya residential schools में जो hockey players खेलते थे, they didn't have an opportunity to play on a turf. So now they have a turf. So we have shifted all our 100 hockey players to Rajgir Sports Academy, and where for the first time they are getting trained on a turf. And shortly they will be mentored by an Olympian coach. I will not name him now because we are undergoing a process of MOU. And Hockey India has come really forward in helping us in developing hockey in Bihar. And I will also give credit to Harinder Bhai, the Indian women team coach, and another Bihari who has come all the way to support Bihar in hockey. So then we have started camps for wrestling, for weightlifting, for athletics, for taekwondo, and fencing in a big way, swimming. So now slowly we have started conducting camps there in the Rajgir Sports Academy. And in future, since Dr. Mazumdar is here, through his help, we will be establishing a sports science facility over there. And slowly we will develop our Rajgir Sports Academy as a high performance center for various sports disciplines. And I would like to say this also, already Asian Fencing Federation has approached us to come up with an Asian Fencing Academy here. So if that happens,
Yeah.
So the
best of Asia would be coming and
Asian
training
fencers will be
coming to Bihar.
coming to Bihar, and that will benefit my own fencers, my state fencers. So that is how we are planning, slow and steady, but we will reach there.
So 2032 or 2028?
Initially our mission was like 2028 Olympics में बिहार का कम से कम एक बच्चे या एक बच्ची ओलंपिक्स में जाना है. ये हमारा मिशन था जब शुरू किए थे. लेकिन सभी लोगों का, आप लोगों का आशीर्वाद से, फेडरेशन का आशीर्वाद से, सरकार की मदद से 2024 ओलंपिक्स में ही हमारा बच्चा पहुंच गया है.
बिल्कुल.
तो one in rifle Shreyasi and another para Olympian Shailesh. So 28 का टारगेट हम 24 में ही अचीव कर लिए हैं. तो 28 में हम चाहेंगे कि हमारा संख्या बढ़े पार्टिसिपेशन में. लेकिन मैं थोड़ा ग्राउंडेड रहता हूं बिकॉज आई वाज एन एथलीट. आई नो ओलंपिक्स में मेडल मिलना उतना आसान नहीं है, तो हम कमिट नहीं करेंगे. लेकिन 2032 वरना तो 2036 में बिहार के बच्चे मेडल लाएंगे इंडिया के लिए ओलंपिक्स में.
Sticking to Rajgir, Mr. Raveendran, the Women's Asian Champions Trophy Hockey saw huge participation. How big an opportunity was hosting that tournament, and what were the challenges in hosting it at such short notice? I know that how quickly you guys had to get everything organized there.
भैया मैं यही बताऊंगा, हिंदी में ही जवाब देना चाहूँगा. एशियन हॉकी चैंपियनशिप जिस ढंग से हम कंडक्ट किए हैं, मेजबानी किए हैं, उसका रिजल्ट हम आज देख रहे हैं. स्पोर्ट्स स्टार कभी सोचा था बिहार आकर के स्पोर्ट्स कॉन्क्लेव करने का? उसका सफलता देख करके आप डिसाइड किए बिहार में करना चाहिए स्पोर्ट्स कॉन्क्लेव. तो दैट इटसेल्फ शोस दैट वी हैव डन वेल in organizing this huge event. Of course there were challenges, like हम कभी एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किए थे कि इतना स्पेक्टेटर्स आएंगे हॉकी देखने के लिए. हाँ, कबड्डी के लिए आ सकते हैं, फुटबॉल के लिए आ सकते हैं, क्रिकेट के लिए आ सकते हैं.
और सारे बच्चियां सलीमा टेटे और सविता के साथ फोटो खिंचाने के लिए खड़े थे लाइन में. 100-200 बच्चे खड़े थे. और
हॉकी देखने के लिए 5000 से ज़्यादा भीड़ स्टेडियम के अंदर भी था, उससे ज़्यादा भीड़ स्टेडियम के बाहर भी था. तो नाउ वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर द हीरो एशिया कप फॉर मेन. तो वी आर गोइंग टू एरेक्ट टेम्पररी structures to accommodate 15,000 to 20,000 spectators. We are gearing up for that. And challenges एक ही था हम लोगों का. देखिए, मैं एक चीज़ बताना चाहता हूँ. बिहार ठान लिया ना करके दिखाएगा दुनिया को, ये मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको। यदि हम ठान लिए हमको ये करना है, करके दिखाएंगे। कोई हर्डल्स आवे, कोई चैलेंज आवे, वो सब कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता,
कोई मुश्किल नहीं है,
कोई मुश्किल नहीं है। तो बिहार ने ये करा के ये साबित कर दिया दुनिया को कि हम मेजबानी बहुत अच्छे से कर सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल। Mr. Rajendra, what we were talking about now, the women's Kabaddi World Cup, the men's Hockey Asia Cup, which he talked about, the Khelo India Youth Games, as well as the Khelo India Para Games, which would see almost more athletes than you see in the Olympics coming to Bihar and participating. So how is the state getting ready for these mega events? And what do you think should be the legacy of these sort of events in the state?
Yeah, first of all, we have, as my friend mentioned, we have successfully organized Asian Women Hockey Championship, and we are going to organize Men's Hockey Championship, a Rugby Asian Championship, World Cup Kabaddi, Sapak Takraw World Cup Men and Women. So all these events are going to be conducted in next 3 to 4 months from now. And also Khelo India Youth Games. The government of India has allotted us these games. So we have fully geared up to conduct these games. And most of the events will take place. In Rajgir Sports Complex and also in Patliputra Sports Complex in Patna, and also 6 major places of Bihar like Bhagalpur, Gaya, Begusarai. Also we are going to have these Khelo India Youth Games. All the infrastructure facilities are in place, as mentioned by Raveendran. So in Rajgir, to accommodate more number of spectators, we are going to erect the temporary structures. These events, this encouraged the local players, number one. Number two, seeing is believing. They used to only watch on TV and see it on mobile, but they will be physically seeing the players. So that has really encouraged them. And all the infrastructure which is being created is going to leave a legacy, and it is going to be used by the players.
Staying with you, Mr. Rajendra, across the country, especially in Orissa, Tamil Nadu, we have seen a lot of private-public partnership models, both for sports infrastructure development and also for running high-performance centers. Shiva was also talking about how Reliance is running a few high-performance centers in collaboration with the state government. What is your take on this? And will Bihar Sports Department also will look to follow a similar model going forward?
First of all, let me admit that under this public-private partnership, so the sponsorship is not satisfactory. Let me very clearly admit. But I think our state government, the state public sector units, so each public sector unit is sponsoring one particular event, particular sport. So that is also taking place. It is just a begun. We should be hopeful as a sports person. We should be always optimistic. So I am hopeful by seeing these events in Bihar, by seeing the encouragement and the environment. I think the people will come in big way. I am hopeful about that's all I can say.
Mr. Raveendran, we have often talked about affordable and sustainable field of play. How important is that to broad-based sports in India? Both in urban and rural India, we lack adequate playing fields, and we seems to be building giant stadiums everywhere, but not field of play. So how different would be the Bihar government's outlook in this in terms of having field of play? We heard the Deputy Chief Minister also talking in the morning about 9 districts and what plans are. So how would it be different from what others are doing in terms of having more field of play in the state?
Yeah, we have a two-pronged approach strategy. Number one, we are not in favor of erecting white elephants. हमें नहीं चाहिए 40,000 कैपेसिटी का स्टेडियम हर जगह पर, और उसके बाद मेंटेनेंस कौन करेगा? हालत खराब हो जाता है हर सरकार का. ठीक है, ओलंपिक्स के लिए यदि ज़रूरत है, तब भी पेरिस ओलंपिक्स से जो मैं सीखा है, तो they were all temporary structures. They have retained their old stadiums, but they have renovated it and they have erected temporary structures, foldable galleries and so many things, and then they unfolded and they are back. So Bihar government is not in favor of creating huge structure and keeping it idle for the rest of the years. Yes. So we are planning to create only field of play as per the requirement of the game. तो हर पंचायत में, हर block में हम game के हिसाब से we are going to come up with field of play so that my boys and girls, they get more space to play, and ज़रूरत पड़ने पर हम temporary structure खड़ा कर देंगे जब matches होगा तो. So that is one way of doing it. That is how. But we need to build basic some structures. That's why in 9 commissionerates we are coming up with international level indoor sports complex. I repeat, I am not saying indoor sports stadium. I am saying indoor sports complex to provide more facilities for the children to train. So this is one policy which we have adopted.
I would like to add on that. Please. Actually, recently our Honorable Chief Ministers laid the foundation stone for constructing 6,500 sports grounds in all the panchayats. And in all the panchayats we are going to have it, as Honorable Deputy Chief Minister has already mentioned. And at block level we've got block level outdoor stadiums. And at the district level we've got sports building cum gymnasium. We have got our own sports officer, district sports officer, he sits there. There are also sports activities, he monitors. So this is what, and also at divisional level, as was mentioned by Raveendran. So 15 to 20 acres of land we have identified, we are going to have indoor sports complex. And at the state level, you would have seen this Patliputra Sports Complex and other complexes. We are also coming up with a sports city with about 100 acres near Patna. In Punpun block, we have already identified, we are going ahead with it. So it will be a sports city in about 100 acres with all sports facilities around.
Mr. Raveendran, we have always talked about how in athletics as well as in swimming there are the maximum number of medals in the Olympics. So when we talk about this 23 sports that you have picked which would be there, so was there any sort of thought going behind that? In what states you think, what sports do you think people from the states would be interested in or would be good at? What was the logic behind picking these 23 sports?
Okay, see, how we have come to this day, why Sportstar decided to come here, that has a background. Our strategy was based on Chanakya Neeti. We are, बिहार का धरती चाणक्य भूमि है, तो हम चाणक्य नीति अपनाए हैं. जैसे आदिल जी ने बताया, ये मेडल इज ए मेडल, एंड हमारा विंटर ओलंपिक्स का शिवा, ही ऑल्सो मेंशन्ड कि ऐसा स्पोर्ट्स को चुनिए जहाँ कंपटीशन कम है और जहाँ हमको मेडल विनिंग कैपेसिटी ज़्यादा है, राइट? ही ऑल्सो मेंशन्ड इट. So we have adopted that strategy. For us also a medal is a medal, and we have identified certain sports where within the country the competition is less and the medal winning capability is more both in national and international. So we adopted rugby sevens, which is part of Olympic Games. We adopted sepak takraw, which is part of Commonwealth Games. Similarly, we have adopted fencing and few more games. अब मैं बताना चाहूँगा, and we adopted cycling also. मैं आज ये बताना चाहूँगा आप लोगों को कि today on date we are the champion of champions in rugby sevens in all categories: sub junior boys girls, junior boys girls, senior men and women. We are the champions in rugby sevens in the country, and 5 girls and 5 boys have represented Indian team in Asian Rugby Championship, and 1 girl has represented Indian team in the Asian Games in Zinzao, which happened last year. Similarly, we have represented in the World Cup sepak takraw. My 2 boys have been part of the Indian team, and where Indian team has won the medal also. And fencing, maybe Akash has gone to for the Asian Games last time Zinzao mein. now today while we are discussing here, जब हम लोग यहाँ बैठ के बात कर रहे हैं, वहाँ मरीन ड्राइव में नेशनल स्कूल गेम्स रोड साइकिलिंग हो रही है. कभी हम रोड साइकिलिंग में नेशनल स्कूल गेम्स में बिहार का नाम मेडल टैली में नहीं आता था. 3 साल हम लोग इतना मेहनत किए हैं बच्चे पर, छोटे छोटे बच्चे को साइकिलिंग करके, एंड ऑफ कोर्स ऑल क्रेडिट्स टू साइकिलिंग एसोसिएशन, स्टेट एसोसिएशन, मिल के हम लोग काम किए हैं. टुडे नाउ वी हैव won 9 medals in state school games in road cycling.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And one girl, Suhani, has qualified herself for the Asian Cycling Championship, and now she is part of the Indian team. Similarly, Anshika, archery में. Can you even believe that बिहार का एक बच्ची archery में Indian senior team का एक अंग बन गई है, and she is going to compete in World Cup along with Deepika Kumari, the legendary archer. So we have concentrated in those games जहाँ बाकी सब स्टेट्स ऑलरेडी बहुत आगे बढ़ चुकी है. आई कांट कम्पीट विथ तमिलनाडु, केरला, कर्नाटका एंड सर्विसेज इन वॉलीबॉल एंड अदर. फुटबॉल आई कांट कम्पीट विथ असम, गोवा, वेस्ट बंगाल. तो वही है चाणक्य नीति. जिस गेम में कंपटीशन कम है, जिस गेम में हमारे पास कैपेबिलिटी है, उसमें हम आगे बढ़े हैं. एंड वन मोर थिंग विच वी अडॉप्टेड इज गेम स्वैपिंग. आई लर्न दिस स्ट्रैटेजी फ्रॉम what UK did it. How UK increased their medals tally from previous Olympics to the present Olympics. They swapped games. हमने क्या किया, वॉलीबॉल प्लेयर्स को कन्वर्ट किया सेपक टाकरा में, एंड एथलीट्स जो 4th मेडलिस्ट है, 5th पोजीशंस में आ रहे हैं, उनको और रेसलर्स को जो मेडल नहीं जीत पा रहे हैं, उनको हम लोग रग्बी में कन्वर्ट किए, एंड नाउ वी आर चैंपियंस. So one has to adopt game swapping. So these are the strategies we adopted.
That's a wonderful idea. I hope other states also take a leaf from that and start doing it. My last question to Mr. Rajendra. I mean, CSR's funding in India is over 26,000 crore. Yes, less than 2% of this comes to sports. How do you think governments like Bihar can work with corporates to ensure greater CSR contribution to sports?
So we will formulate the policy. Will associate with the corporates, definitely. At present, we don't have much of the associations and with this corporate sector. So we'll surely formulate the policy soon, and we'll definitely go ahead.
Sure. We can take a couple of audience questions, and then probably we can close down. If we could lower the light so that we can see the audience. Yeah. Any questions from anyone? Yeah, please go ahead.
हेलो. सवाल के पहले मैं ये भी आपको जानकारी देना चाह रहा हूँ कि swimming also we have adopted in a big way, and in 3 years in senior women swimming championship, our girl Mahi Sweta Raj has won 3 gold medals in senior women national championship, and she is part of the Indian team now, and it's history. Bihar is creating history. यहाँ बैठे हुए लोगों को मैं बताना चाह रहा हूँ, ज़्यादातर लोग तो बिहार के ही हैं. हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी बोलते हैं कि ताली बजाएंगे तो खून बढ़ेगा, नहीं बढ़ाएंगे तो नाखून बढ़ेगा. तो कृपया आपको क्या बढ़ाना है आप सोच लो.
Do we have any questions from the audience?
Hi,
yeah,
sir.
please go ahead. Okay. Shiva, please.
Yeah, Shiva. Yes. There first.
Shiva, you go ahead and then we can.
Okay.
All right. Just first of all, congratulations. It's great to see all the initiatives being taken care, and also the approach to this. Few threats and few opportunities I'd like to mention to you and see if you already considered and if you have a plan for this. What we've seen, especially when you're in the sports development, number one threat is age fraud. Because athletes claim to be of a certain age, they win the competitions, and the real talent can't proceed. So do you have a plan to tackle this age fraud? Number two, doping. It's a huge issue because of the high stakes in sport, and even at a low level, athletes try to resort to doping to get that result. And finally, for athletes who are not making it to the top 3, let's say the 4th, 5th, 6th, you've already said, cross training, going to another sport. Also, is there a plan to involve such people in the sports science, in the coaching, because they already have built to a certain level, but they have not gone forward? So.
Okay, we are addressing all these issues which you have asked. I will not say we have completely eradicated the age fraud system, but to a larger extent, we have dealt this issue. पहले हमारा बिहार टीम जहाँ भी जाते थे एज फ्रॉड में पकड़ा जाते थे, डिस्क्वालीफाई होके आ जाते थे. लेकिन अब पिछले 2 साल से बिफोर सेंडिंग द टीम we conduct the bone test, X-ray test, whatever test we have to conduct, we screen them and over age बच्चे को हम भेजते ही नहीं है. तो now बिहार टीम कहीं भी डिस्क्वालीफाई होके नहीं आता है. एंड ये भी मैं बताना चाहूँगा, जो भी गेम्स में हमारा बिहार का टीम जाती है, चाहे स्कूल नेशनल्स हो या नेशनल्स हो, हम मेडल के बिना वापस लौट के नहीं आते हैं और डिस्क्वालीफाई भी नहीं होते हैं. नंबर 1. बट ये नहीं कहूँगा कि 100% हम एज फ्रॉड खत्म कर दिए. है, प्रॉब्लम है, वी हैव टू एड्रेस इट. नंबर 2, डोपिंग. We have 2 sports hostels and we have Eklavya residential schools. We have conducted frequent raids in the hostel rooms and whomever we found and जिसका कमरे में हम doping substances पकड़े हैं, we have taken a strict action. We have completely thrown them out of the hostel and we have never allowed them to come back, whatever may be the pressure and whatever. He or she might have given a medal to me and maybe the medal prospects होंगे, but strictly we have adhered to this. No doping, no entry into the sports academy and no entry into the sports hostel. But again, still a long way to go. And third thing which we have addressed in a big way is sexual harassment to the girl athletes, to the women athletes. I should use this platform to say 3 cases came to our knowledge. लड़कियां लिख के दी है, उसके आधार पर, basically I am a police officer also and heading the sports authority. We have lodged cases against 3 coaches, sent them behind bars and set a benchmark. लड़कियों के साथ छेड़छाड़ करोगे तो जेल जाओगे. And this we have done it in Bihar. So this also we are addressing. And आप जो 4th, 5th, 6th position की बात कर रहे हैं, we have considered them as a champion athletes. आज हमारा खेलो इंडिया small centers, almost 39 small centers we have, खेलो इंडिया small centers. जो भी athlete नहीं कर पाए अपने ज़िंदगी में मेडल हासिल नहीं कर पाया, चैम्पियन नहीं बन पाए, उन लोगों को हम इस खेलो इंडिया स्मॉल सेंटर्स में कोच बना के 6 weeks कोर्स करा के we have appointed them in all the Khelo India small centers and even in Eklavya residential sports schools. That is how we are using our past athletes. And in the forthcoming, the Mashal Talent Scout program also, we are using our past athletes who have not able to win medals for the state or for the country. This is what we are doing, but long way to go, but we have started it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. One last question from there.
Hi. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having us here. I am Rishikesh Joshi. I represent an organization called Sports for All, SFA, and we focus very largely on school sports. That is to be able to create an organized ecosystem for school sports. And we have seen over the past that, from school sports between the age of 10 to the age of 14, the growth that happens of escalation of athletes in different sports is very, very quick. And since, Bihar is now taking so many strides in, trying to develop a sports ecosystem with a holistic vision, I'd love to understand, what is the vision for school sports in Bihar. And a very interesting statistic, sir, that I was looking at was that, there's more number of girls that go to school in Bihar than boys, which is unique to a lot of other states in India. And we have also seen in parallel that our girls are winning more medals than boys at the Olympics, Commonwealth Games, Asian Games. So what is our take on that, and what would your vision be to be able to focus on that area, sir? Thank you.
I think I answered to your question when the same question was asked by Ayon Sengupta. The program which we have launched recently, Mashal, that is what we are doing it in every schools. तो स्कूल के बच्चे तो आपका जो एज ग्रुप है जो 12 to 14 years उसी एज ग्रुप में आ रहे हैं. So we are doing the talent scouting program there, and we are collecting the data, and we will be analyzing the performance, and we will be nurturing them in future. So that is what our plan is. And number two, you talked about girls' participation. Uttarakhand mein National Games is going to start from 28th January. Our contingent size is 148, the largest contingent ever from Bihar. 148 of them are representing Bihar.
Yes,
and is 148 में आपको 84 और girls. 84 और girls, boys नीचे ही है. और खेल सम्मान समारोह में जो 6 करोड़ रुपया खेल सम्मान समारोह में कैश रिवॉर्ड्स मिला है, उसमें अराउंड 450 स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन्स, उसमें 71% cash rewards have gone to girls.
Wow, that is fantastic.
And medal लाओ नौकरी पाओ, जिसमें जो मेडल हासिल किया जिनको सरकारी नौकरी मिली है, उसमें 71 में 37 are girls.
Wow.
And out of that 37, 21 are now sub-inspector of police.
Wow.
So women or my daughters are doing really well than the sense. But yeah, that's the fact. That's the fact.
That is so
Thank you so much. Very heartening to know. Thank you.
Wanted to add something?
No. Just I want to thank you all, especially the Hindu group and the Sportstar for organizing this sports conclave in Bihar and Patna, and also all sports luminaries who have come to Bihar and Patna to encourage us and to give us direction to how to move forward and how to take the sports in Bihar. So I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude to Mr. Sen Gupta, Mr. Vidhu Shankar, and all other sports luminaries. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was good to pick the brains of these two passionate sports administrators. It is safe to say that Bihar sports is in very good hands, and it would be very long before we see champions from the state gracing the international stage at the Olympics and Asian Games. Thank you for your time.
Thank you everyone for a thoroughly illuminating session. Can I request Mr. Shishir Sinha, Vice Chancellor of the newly established Bihar Sports University, to join us on stage. I request Mr. Sen Gupta to present everyone with a token of our appreciation.
ताली बजाओ भाई.